What is going on, everybody? It's Nick Payne with another episode of Facemask Fantasy. Before I begin, I want to let everybody know our 2021 Shallow League Redraft draft plan is available on our website for the remainder of the preseason. You can go to our page, facemaskpod.com. You enter your email address and you will get a downloadable link to the plan, which is 100% free. We are keeping that updated as the preseason games continue into the final week of preseason, so you will get the latest information and updates depending on what happens as we inch closer to the season. I've got player breakdowns in there, positional breakdowns by tier, guys I'm targeting, guys I think you should consider fading. Plenty of information for you to go in, attack your draft, and come away with a solid foundation for the 2021 season in your 10 or 12 team league. Check it out. On to today's topic. We are continuing to profile players ahead of the 2021 season for their potential fantasy outlook. Up today, Bengals wide receiver Tee Higgins. Second-year receiver out of Clemson. A lot of people have expectations of this Bengals offense. Higgins is a big reason why. There have been a lot of analysts and experts, fantasy industry people in general, who have touted the Bengals. They like the Bengals this offseason as an offense that they are targeting, a very interesting collection of talent, specifically in the pass-catching department. I think Higgins is at a point now where he leads that conversation. Yes, I am here to tell you today, I think Tee Higgins is operating as the Bengals wide receiver 1 in 2021. I know Jamar Chase is a blue-chip prospect, the 5th overall pick in the draft. Joe Burrow lobbied for the team to draft his college teammate and reunite the two. Chase has had a slow start to the preseason. Not a major concern. There's no reason to raise any alarms. He's a rookie. Team also has the veteran Tyler Boyd. He's an excellent slot receiver in his own right. Should continue to be a big part of what the Bengals want to do on offense. They don't really have a tight end to speak of, so I think Boyd operates a bit as a security blanket as the slot receiver in this offense. He's absolutely going to have his own role, but Tee Higgins, he's the focal point of what I want to touch on today. I think he is the Bengals wide receiver 1. I think he's going to operate as the X receiver. He's a second-year player, so he's got that year under his belt. People always get rookie fever, and I understand being excited about a player like Jamar Chase, who should be excellent in this league for a long time. But rookies take their lumps. They don't all have monster seasons. It does not always happen. I think if you take a receiver in this offense and you opt for Higgins, I believe that's the play. Over 100 targets last year, 67 catches. He didn't quite hit 1,000 yards, but remember, Joe Burrow got hurt later in the season, so Higgins was playing with backup quarterbacks for the final 5+ games of the season. So he absolutely could have cracked 1,000 yards had Burrow stayed healthy. Now he's in year 2. This Bengals offense has nowhere to go but up. The reports about Joe Burrow in camp coming off of the injury have been lukewarm, but that's okay. Again, Burrow's still working his way back. There's still plenty of time for this offense to be ready for the regular season, and even if they get off to a slow-ish start, it's a long season. Things change in the NFL quickly. The Bengals get their legs under them. If the offensive line is even slightly better than they were in 2020, which shouldn't be hard, the Bengals' offensive line was not good in 2020, but they get a couple guys back. Burrow wasn't the only one who missed time for Cincinnati in 2020. Bengals get a couple of offensive linemen back healthy this year, and they invested in the line in the draft, so they should be better. They still have an excellent running back in Joe Mixon, who, yes, I am a believer in. I think he absolutely helps move this offense. I think he's a dynamic threat. I think this offense stays on the field and sustains drives. If Joe Burrow is able to operate at, let's say, 75-80%, I don't think it's fair to expect Joe Burrow to reach 100% health this season. But that doesn't mean that this team can't still be effective. It doesn't mean that this offense still can't move the ball. And Burrow looked pretty good before the injury. So it's just a matter of getting his legs back under him. I think he relies on what he knows. I think he relies on what he's most comfortable with. And yes, he has worked with Chase in college, but more recently, he worked with Higgins and Boyd. And Higgins flashed big time in 2020. His numbers would have absolutely been better had Burrow not gotten hurt. He proved himself as a talent. I think he proved himself as a number 1 wide receiver in this league, or at least a team's number 1 wide receiver. And I think he is the focal point of the Bengals passing attack in 2021 as Jamar Chase gets acclimated to the speed of the NFL. He's going to be excellent, but I think this is Higgins' year. I think that bottom of the 4th round ADP for Higgins it's a little high. but he just might be worth it. And if I can actually get him in the 5th, I feel even better about that, but I'm not going to complain too much. Higgins has big upside this year. Tyler Boyd remains the team's slot receiver, and as excellent as we all expect Jamar Chase to be, it might not happen right away, especially competing for targets with two good and viable veterans in both Boyd and Higgins. I think for at least 2021, it makes sense for Higgins to operate as the number one option on this team. I think 120 targets are absolutely doable for him. If that happens, he has top 15 upside. Higgins is a strong wide receiver 2 for 2021 fantasy. What do you guys think? Put your thoughts about Tee Higgins in the comment section below, and we can have a conversation about this. Till then, this is Nick Payne with Facemask Fantasy, producing fantasy content for you each and every day. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening.